Are you ready? Are you ready for some bullshit?
Always for you guys. And we're going to talk about Smackdown Live right now. 18 minutes after the show was over. We're right here to talk about everything that took place on the show. First of all, like always, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. And Roman Reigns opened the show, correct?
Yep, Roman Reigns. And overall, this was just not a very good episode.
It's SmackDown. No. Yep. It's
another... Raw was better. NXT was pretty legit. And this show was bullshit.
This show was really crappy.
Yep, if you couldn't tell by our opening, we were ready for some bullshit.
We knew that we were ready for some bullshit. And Roman Reigns, there's 3 things that we have and we won on Thanksgiving. It's road break, our family, and food. So we got all those 3, and show started with Roman coming out.
Yeah, he comes out and he has to say, he's Thanksgiving was yesterday, and he lists all the things that he's thankful for.
Pato, my family from Ecuador. Pato, say hi. Ada. So he said, he needs
all the things he's thankful for and all that.
He said
he's thankful that they won their Survivor Series match, and the crowd immediately chants NXT, and he's like, "Oh yeah, NXT's pretty badass." So of course Roman is listening to what we're saying, and he's saying badass, so he's copying us, because we're legit, and he can't cut a promo. We cut better promos than Roman.
We got better promos than Roman.
So yeah, he of course copies us, and then at this point he calls out Baron Corbin for the fallout that Team SmackDown had, even though they still won. So then Corbin comes out, and because we know that this program is getting shoved down our throats, and we see Corbin and Reigns go back and forth, and Reigns says that Corbin says he saved Reigns, and then Reigns is like, "How'd you save me when I fucking Superman punched you and
spear you?" Yeah, because
and then you got eliminated.
So the team did good, but there was only one dummy.
Yeah,
and that dummy was Baron Corbin. And Corbin comes out, says "Oh, you're the weakling," and it's like, "Oh, I saved you from the beat up." So of course they have to set a match, and he says, "Well, do you want a match with me? I don't think you're gonna get that. You're gonna get a match with Robert Roode."
So then we get this match with Bobby Roode, and it wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good. It was more bad than good, because you're just squashing Bobby Roode, but I don't know, to me, it was as good as I would have expected, because how can this, Roman, he can only do so much.
It's the usual stuff, of course, it's back and forth, and we had a long match. It was almost 30 minutes.
This whole segment was 40 minutes.
40 minutes after all, and then Bobby Roode seemed like he got the upper hand at the beginning of the match, and of course Roman made the famous comeback. Then of course we get the Superman punch, Baron Corbin gets involved, also Dolph Ziggler got involved because he was outside. They interfere in the match, and at some point, Bobby Roode was trying to get the scepter.
Yeah, he tries to use the staff, and then one spear.
One spear. Yeah, of course he got Superman punch, and then of course he hit Spinebuster, at least for a near fall.
Yeah, that was the first counter.
That was cool. That was cool. Of course he does also he's sit up power bomb. When he powers out, he takes him off.
Yep.
For a near fall, and of course one spear and done. So what the hell?
And then of course after the match we have the heels. They beat down Roman, but then Roman fights them all off.
Yeah.
And he squashes Bobby Roode. He spears him through the barricade. And then he throws chairs on top of him, flips the announce table on top of him. And what does he do to Ziggler here? Oh, Ziggler got slammed. Oh, they tried to recreate that Keith Lee spot.
Yeah, they did the Keith Lee.
He picks up the steel steps, and he swings and hits Ziggler, and Ziggler throws himself into the crowd.
And of course, that's very WWE-esque.
But it looked bullshit compared to the Keith Lee spot. And Keith Lee didn't even need to use chairs.
The chairs are already
or the stairs, or the steps. He just threw them himself.
Yeah, the whole thing is because Bobby Roode he grabbed the chair, and he was about to hit Roman with the scepter in his head, but then Roman was able to get away from that, and he's like, "Oh, you want a piece of me? You want me gone?" And then they set up this whole thing outside. But at the end, really, Roman can overcome 3 men?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like a bullshit
Does
segment.
really Roman have to overcome 3 men? Yeah,
because you're just squashing 3 guys. I mean, we don't care about Baron Corbin too much. Dolph Ziggler has talent, but ever since that they said he's just, when Shawn Michaels came out and said, you're wasting your whole career trying to just be a second-rate version of me. That's all I can see of Dolph Ziggler now, so to me, he's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
so now, the only guy who's of relevance is Bobby Roode, and he's relevance by a fucking string. That's all he's holding on to because...
A pubic hair.
Yeah, because all we can think of is his NXT. We just hold on to those glory days, pun slightly intended. But, like, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, he's bullshit. He should be leading this group of these two losers, and, like, they should be his lackeys.
Yeah.
But WWE, you know, they just see him as, oh, we'll just shave his goatee and call him Robert Roode.
And then he went back with the goatee. He got the whole thing.
Yeah, so.
And then go back to being, you know, glorious Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
I will say many times, and I'll keep saying it, I sound like a fucking record.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Roode should be the one leading the team. I agree with you. They should be fighting for a championship, something more meaningful, but yet you have him like on TV in segments like this. Mm-hmm. After that, Roman threw 2 chairs at him. On top of that, he had like a protection pad. Mm-hmm. On top of that, because he speared him. Like in the barricade.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he got that, and then they did all of that, and then of course, like Roman stands tall, and then Bobby Roode looks like an idiot.
Yeah, and Corbin just stands there and watches his 2 lackeys get beat up.
Yeah, so I just I don't understand those things. I just don't understand. And then what else we did the weekend?
Then the next segment, they just showed some highlights from the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan from Survivor Series. And then it was the first Firefly Funhouse segment, and the Fiends, you know, they had a lot of points in this in the show. They had people saying, you know, what they were thankful for, kind of just going off the Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving situation.
Thanksgiving was yesterday, and he said what he's thankful for, and he said that he wants to play with Daniel Bryan again, and if Bryan wants a toy like his, and at this point they flashed, and the Fiend was holding a belt that looked like it had like his face on it. So they did this whole thing, and he said if he wants a toy, as in, you know, the belt and the championship like he has, then Bryan's gonna have to, you know, he's gonna have to play with him again, and he's gonna have to let the Fiend in.
Yes.
And then at this point we still didn't see, you know, a new person for the Funhouse. We thought there was gonna be a new face or a new, you know, whatever the term they used, a new like person in the Funhouse.
No character, new person, new friend.
Yeah, new friend in the Funhouse. So we didn't see any of this, and this was probably, again, they're not gonna probably do anything with him, so it's a bullshit fucking return. But this, to me, was one of the best spots of the night, was the Sheamus promo. Yeah. For Sheamus coming back.
Because Sheamus came back finally.
And Sheamus is a decent promo.
That at least was like something different, and we knew that like he was going to be backstage. He overcome the spinal stenosis that he was dealing with. So having Sheamus on the show is going to like enhance it a little more. Of course, if you have him back as a heel, and full force and all of that.
And when you say it's going to enhance it, I don't think he's going to be a game changer where he comes back and he makes SmackDown legit. But at least it's a new face. It's somebody different.
It's a new face, and of course, for example, Sheamus, you know, he's a good wrestler. I know he's already on the older side, or like we've seen him before, but at least it's somebody that is going to be able to, like I said, like bring something new to the table, because this show absolutely is really tough to watch. It's really stale. We had a squash match with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, and Drew Gulak. That was the match that came right after this, and this match maybe was 3 minutes, 450 splash by Ali, done.
Yeah. And of course, Drew Gulak, once again, he was the Cruiserweight champion. He was good. He was producing great matches. The match with Matt Riddle, Evolve. And now, Jobber once again. Jobber 2.0. So
then after this, we have Bayley and Sasha Banks. They said that they were going to address the whole women's division, or SmackDown as a whole. So they came out, and they said that pretty much all the women in the locker room let them down on Survivor Series weekend. She calls out Carmella. She says she's broke. She's not money.
She's not money.
Yeah, they call out Nikki Cross. You know, they call out Lacey Evans, everybody.
And
then Lacey Evans comes out. She's, you know, insulting Sasha and Bayley, calling them nasties and all that other, you know, generic bullshit Lacey Evans says about every woman she's in a feud with. Then Sasha gets in her face and she eats a woman's right. And then you have Bayley stand there, and Bayley kind of really doesn't do anything. And that's pretty much it.
That was pretty much it.
And Lacey Evans was getting cheers. I feel like Kevin Dunn he cranked the volume to like 700% on those cheers to make them sound more than they were. Because I don't know who in their right mind is going to boo Bayley and Sasha and cheer Lacey Evans in this.
The fact that like the crowd is actually turning against Bayley and Sasha is laughable.
Yeah, because I don't know if it I don't know if that was legit or not, because they cut to the crowd cheering and all this other stuff. But now I don't want to go whole fucking conspiracy theory. But to me, we didn't see these people cheering in a wide shot that we see the ring. It was just a shot of the crowd. That could have been a generic crowd with a generic soundbite put over it.
Yes, it might be, but like we heard some Lacey Evans chants.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It could have been Lacey Evans' chants that they just...
And of course, she did the women's right to Sasha.
Yep.
But Bayley, well, like you said, doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with Bayley? Like she should be defending her friend, or she should be more proactive. And she just stays there. And I really don't like that. I think that, like you said, this might be setting a program between the two of them for the SmackDown Women's Championship at TLC.
Mm-hmm.
That was the seeds for that, and then the show goes on what?
Then we have Kayla interviews Daniel Bryan, and then just kind of asks him about what is he's going to do with Daniel Bryan. It's not a real in-depth segment, and then it goes right into another Firefly Funhouse. And
then Bray Wyatt had that with a Huskies.
Yeah, they do like that Muscle Man rap video.
They have a Muscle Man rap video. Yeah, they're talking about like kind of like being like fat and all of that, and Thanksgiving because he ate a lot. You could see like the leftovers, the turkey.
And it just kind of like it's supposed to be like funny and this kind of like weird and like creepy. But towards the end of this whole video, it just the main message is just that Daniel Bryan needs to let the Fiend in and all this other stuff about letting him in, hurt and heal. And they also brought up how, I don't know if it was in this segment or a later one, but I know they brought up how, that's when the Miz was talking to him.
Yeah, but
I'll say that.
I want to say, like you're saying, Jean Paul, the whole theme for the show was mostly pretty much pumping up Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, like a rematch that supposedly will take place at TLC. So that was the second segment. This whole song, talking about fat people, or like kind of making fun of Thanksgiving, and you could see Bray in some moments being Bray, and then let me in.
Yeah, but flash to the Fiend, and then flashback
back and forth. So you could tell that they were really pumping up that idea up. So then what else?
And then we see Fire and Desire in the ring.
Sonya Deville, Mandy.
Yep, and then I didn't know if this was gonna be a tag team match or what this story was. And then they call out Nikki Cross, or they don't call her out. Yeah, her music hits. She comes out, and then it's the same recycled bullshit storyline where Mandy Rose is like, oh, you're ugly, and she's like, I don't usually call out people for their looks, but you look like a leftover plate or you look like
look like a cold leftover plate for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Sergio, my friend, NWO baby, how are you, Sergio?
And to me, I don't know about you, but sometimes if I'm pretty hungry, a leftover plate of Thanksgiving food sounds pretty good.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but if you consider Nikki Cross a cold plate of leftovers,
you're out of your mind. I'm gonna eat up.
I'm gonna eat up, and give me the plate. I'll eat it all, and there will not be any leftovers left. Okay.
So then this match is Nikki Cross versus Sonya Deville. This was another one, 2-3 minutes. A little bit of back and forth, small package, done.
Not even a finisher, nothing that we can really mention.
Yeah, she couldn't hit her neck breaker, nothing.
And then, of course, the small package, 1, 2, 3, and then Fire and Desire start attacking Nikki Cross again. They start beating her up. And then, the goddess is back.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss.
One woman comes out to
I
make
popped
the
out.
save. And
I think I popped out, and a lot of things came. A lot of things happened in that moment. And finally, Alexa Bliss is back.
Yeah. So you said you heard that they're doing house shows or some kind of circuit in Mexico.
They have a really big show in Mexico City. They have a really a big show. So they're going to be a super showdown, like they have that in Saudi Arabia and all of that. They're going to have a SmackDown, NXT, and Raw on Mexico City tomorrow. So that's why they brought Alexa Bliss back, because they were announcing her also as part of that. It's going to be The Fiend against Rey Mysterio, steel cage match. That's the main event. Seth Rollins against Aaron Rowan, Baron Corbin against Roman Reigns, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against Fire and Desire. So that's why you can see the same tie-ups, the same matches. And then Kabuki Warriors against Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Andrade Cien Almas, and I think he's going to go against, I think it's Tozawa again.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Aleister Black.
Oh, okay, that would be good.
And Cain Velasquez teaming up again with Humberto against the OC.
Well, they'll beat the OC then, probably. Yeah. But so then, what do you think like about like maybe seeing a feud between these? Because I feel like we definitely seen these 4 women go at it. I don't know if I really. I mean, not I don't know. I definitely don't want to see something with this, but I guess if they build and it could be something where maybe the winner of this goes against Becky and Charlotte, and then you do something for the tag team titles.
But we've seen this already because in Clash of Champions, I mean not Clash of Champions, but in Hell in a Cell, they fought for the titles already. So we don't need to see this anymore.
That's what I'm like. But these are the only teams they have, and that's the thing. Like you need to make new teams. I would have done something where you have. I mean, to me, the whole division's fucked because I don't want to see Alexa Bliss challenge for a singles title, and to have her and Nikki Cross be a team and challenge for the belts again. It's like they just were the champions and their reign wasn't that good.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, their reign was definitely better than the fucking Iconics.
Like you're saying, like the whole division is really messed up.
Yeah.
So they should be doing something when it comes to like making more teams, better teams against the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah,
not having the same people.
Where's Liv Morgan? They were saying she was supposed to have a new gimmick and debut. Bring her.
Where's Sarah Lowen?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw her in Survivor Series, but like pair
it.
up with Liv Morgan or with whoever.
Yeah, that or you could do like her and
Ruby Riott is right there. So I mean, hopefully she comes back soon. Come on,
and she's like a Viking. And when Ember Moon comes back, I mean, Ember Moon's not a Viking, but she kind of has that war goddess. And Vikings, they worship gods and goddesses. You could do a duo there. But does WWE care about these women? No, they care about maybe 6 out of like the 30 they have. So
yeah, so it is kind of dumb that the routes that they go. For example, it will be nice that they should push Fire and Desire because at least out of all these teams, the only one that has been a team for the longest time is Fire and Desire. Like give Mandy and Sonya, they're not terrible wrestlers. They're pretty decent. So give them something better to do than job on SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
What else happened?
After this, then we had The Miz and Daniel Bryan. And The Miz, he talks about how the Fiend changes everyone he's in the ring with. And this is a cool theory, how he always says hurt and heal. And I feel like with people like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, he hurt them. He turned them heel, and he turned them, like, Finn, he turned against, he hurt him, and he turned against Raw, or SmackDown he was on, I believe. And then now he's, then he went to NXT and he turned Rollins heel, and Rollins is going against the whole Raw locker room. But Bryan, who was already heel, already like a bad guy, he healed him almost. So I like that hurt heel. Like in almost everyone he goes against, he like changes who they are.
Yeah, like he changes their whole persona. So it's really good. He changes your face, then he turns you in heel.
And then Miz, he closed this by saying, he hates to admit this, but Bryan is important to SmackDown. So he's like, if you challenge The Fiend again, you got to think what that means, not only for SmackDown, but for your well-being and for, like, your family. What's your family going to do? Like, if he really changes you, like, for the worse,
It's pretty much The Miz is asking Daniel Bryan to defeat The Fiend. He's like, it's your responsibility.
Yeah, he's like, you need to beat him for us, because if you don't, like, it's
nobody
done.
else is, he's done.
Well, yeah, because he's saying, like, he could, like, you need to think about your family before you challenge him again, because if he, I mean, obviously, it's storyline and it's, not, like, real, but if The Fiend, kills him or, whatever, who's going to take care of his family?
Who's going to take care of that family and everything? Yeah. So The Miz is being like, please, you need to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. So then what else?
And then after, Bryan, he just stares at The Miz, doesn't really say too much. Bryan really hasn't said much all night. I don't even think he really said anything to Kayla when she interviewed him. She just asked him questions, and he just no-sold it. He didn't say much.
Yes.
Then we get a segment we had Drake Maverick and Dana Brooke to start this, and this was just
Drake Maverick was trying to get Dana to do something.
Yeah,
he gave her like
he had the mistletoe. He came out and he said, the Thanksgiving and this and that, but now he has mistletoe, and tried to get her to kiss, even though she just wants Big Dick Dave Batista.
Well, they have work us about it, like the storyline with Batista, like they're being flirting on Twitter.
Batista,
so we want to elaborate.
Batista
on this.
posted that he was single on Twitter, and then nothing was more really happened, and then he just tweeted at Dana Brooke, and he's like, hey, and she said, hey, back. And then they kept it public for a while because it built the fan interest. And like I told him, I said, this is a great way for Dana to get herself over. One, she probably wants Batista, she wants the Leviathan.
She wants some Batista bombs. She wants some spine busters. She wants the animal to be unleashed. Unleashed.
So she wants that, but then this is a way to get herself over. And look, and she was on Raw tonight. It was a bullshit segment, but she was on Raw.
Or SmackDown.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. But but it's more organic, like you said to me, when we always talk, you said it's organic rather than the forced storyline that they're doing with Lana and Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
And see, this catches people's interest way more than this, like, Lana and Lashley thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. I mean, you can flirt on Twitter and then let us all the fans to, like, be part of that. So he tries that, but then who comes back?
And then the whole point of this segment,
guy in the guitar,
was just for Elias to make his debut, his return.
Yeah.
And he played a song and he pretty much shit on Drake Maverick and said, once your wife finds out that you're trying to get with Dana Brooke, you're dead.
You'll be in trouble. I mean, Elias is back. I mean, that's, to be honest, if it does make any interest in me, no, because his character's been stale. He was better as heel. He was over.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with Elias. Are you gonna because Shane McMahon? Hopefully that partnership and everything is done.
That's done.
So do you? I pray to God they don't put him with fucking Baron Corbin and have a 4-man stable. But what are you gonna do? Use him to get guys like Ali and Shorty G over? That's the only thing.
If they're gonna use him as a babyface, use him as a babyface, but like for the mid card, and make him use the guitar.
And did Elias get drafted?
I think he's on SmackDown.
So he did. I would have liked it if he didn't get drafted and he just showed up to every show, even like NXT, and he's just playing his guitar and he's like, "Hey guys, I have no home. Let me play guitar.
I'm a free agent, so I can beat anywhere."
Exactly, like he just plays guitar.
Thank you for the likes, everybody. We really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you want to refer to us on the Facebook page, we're Road Break, OG Road Break for Twitter, and also you can find us on YouTube, the original Road Break. So, Senor, how are you? Hola, Senor, ¿cómo estás? Thank you for watching. And what else? Then we had a tag team championship match.
Then we went to, the New Day. They had the open challenge because instead of booking a tag team division competitively,
what about Heavy Machinery?
Yeah.
How about,
even just booking storylines. Like you have a number one, you should have a number one contender set up after a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
To build a storyline and a feud. Like, hey.
Of course, you have to put the freaking open challenges.
Yeah, they just do an open challenge because they can't think of anything. So we get Sami Zayn bringing out his, makeshift team. He has Nakamura, which he's been the mouthpiece for a while. And then they bring out Cesaro. And as soon as you see it's Cesaro, it's like it's done.
He's gonna lose.
It wasn't a legit team because it wasn't,
They've been paired up just to lose. And also, too many references about Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Way too many references.
The New Day come out, they gotta do their don't you dare be sour, and it's like, dude, it's a little too fucking late for that because I've been sour since 901. Yeah. I had to see Roman Reigns for 35-40 minutes and then every other bullshit match. I'm a little sour, so it's too late for that, Big E. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, but we already did the turkey. It was good. We ate the mashed potatoes. It's good too. We have some pumpkin pie. We'll be eating that after the review. But come on, give me something different.
Yeah, not everybody needs to talk about
Thanksgiving. We're done with it.
Cut a promo.
Give me something different.
Yeah, give me something wrestling related.
Give me something wrestling related. They set up a match. Sami Zayn comes out. They said they're gonna become the new tag team champions. Match was semi-decent. Nakamura is a good wrestler. Cesaro is also, and Big E and Kofi, they're a good tag team.
Yeah, everybody's good, but I barely paid attention to this because
Mikey, how are you, bro? Sorry.
That's all right, because I had no emotional investment in this. How can you care about a match where you already know who the winner is going to be because of just the way that it was booked? And you had Sami Zayn, he was trying to distract and this and that, and a ref finally did something smart. They're like, dude, get the hell out of here. They send Sami to the back, and as soon as they send him to the back, it was Cesaro, right? Ain't Trouble in Paradise?
Yeah, Trouble in Paradise in 1, 2, 3.
Done.
And only for Mike, I'm just going to do, I didn't do what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. He remembers that. But the match itself was absolute trash because, like you said, we know who the winner was going to be. There was no way that like the New Day were going to drop the titles, and unfortunately for Cesaro and Nakamura, they left as losers.
Yeah, I don't know why you're going to give this guy is your IC champ.
Yeah,
you already shit on that belt. It's like, okay, I thought you were going to do a fresh start with this belt. By the new design, it's like, okay, we're gonna book it kind of legit.
We're gonna make it nice. No.
And he fucking eats the pin from Roderick Strong, and at least he didn't eat the pin here tonight.
Yeah, but
but he still has an L in the loss.
Yeah, we can see him like this. So.
Yeah, so he still lost. So this match did absolutely nothing for me.
Absolutely nothing.
The New Day is stale. You need to do an angle where
turn them heel.
Either that, or you need to turn Xavier. I mean, he won't be back for a while, and then it means we gotta have the face New Day for 9 months to a year, but have Xavier Woods turn heel when he comes back. You need to do something
different because these guys are so stale. We don't need to see the champions once again. Put the title on Heavy Machinery, a team that like everybody likes. They're good in the ring, and it's a good pop for everybody. Don't have the titles on the New Day. Yeah, I will have them on Heavy Machinery.
Instead, they have Heavy Machinery at the merch stand with all the items that are on sale for Black Friday in a commercial, when that should be the New Day.
That should be the New Day and have Heavy Machinery.
Because the New Day are 7-time champs. They've had their time in the sun. That's, do like the John Cena thing with them. Not saying they can only wrestle once or twice a year like him, but John Cena, and later on, he was the marketing guy. You used to market and to sell stuff, but he didn't wrestle all the time. He wasn't always the champ.
Yeah.
You bring him in now again for guys like AJ Styles and stuff that they did.
You have to promote more tag teams.
You have to get these new guys over.
You have the Revival. You have Heavy Machinery. You have, even for God's sakes, the B Team. You have other tag teams that should be in that spotlight, not the New Day. I'm tired of Kofi. I'm tired of Big E. We've seen their time. Please give me something different.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the main event.
Yeah, the last segment.
Or the segment, because there was not even a main event.
Yeah, that was essentially the last match. But then we get Daniel Bryan. He comes out to the ring and
talks about the change.
Yeah, and he talks about the change, and he said that, the Yes Movement is dead. And then the crowd's kind of like, ooh, what's going on? We don't know. And then, yeah, exactly. So, is it dead?
Is it dead?
But he says it is dead, but it's them, like they're reviving it and they're bringing it back, and then so then this is like the definite face turn, and he's like, you brought it back, and then yes, and they're all going crazy in the whole crowd,
and he finally asked
so this is 100% like, yes, he's face again, he's face, and then it's set up for him and the Fiend at TLC. I mean, I don't think it was made like official with the graphic and everything, but it's essentially going to be official. And then we get the Fiend. He's on the Funhouse, and he says how he's going to introduce a friend.
I almost forgot.
Yeah.
I almost forgot.
It's like
supposed to be a new friend in the house.
It's like, shit, we didn't forget. We thought you had 3 segments. We were waiting for it every time. And did we get it? No. What did we get again for what feels like the 10th time?
Yep, it was just the lights went off, and then of course the Fiend came out from the inside of the ring, and of course he dragged Daniel Bryan. They were fighting.
That's at least the one thing I liked. Where Daniel Bryan, he's not like everyone else. Because at this point, how do you know if you're talking to the Fiend and the lights start to flicker? You should know he's probably going to try to drag me under the ring. Yep. So at least he fought back, and it was a little more legit.
He got some offense in it until he put the mandible claw, and then he dragged them all the way out. And I think he went to the barbershop.
Yeah, barbershop with Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, he just was ripping his hair out of his head.
Yeah, he was ripping the hair, and then I think we're going to see like a bald Daniel Bryan when the next time we see him.
I think it's definitely going to be short hair. Hopefully like the long beard. But I think it's going to be short hair.
Or we're going to see Daniel Bryan from 2010 when he debuted, when he was completely clean shaved and everything. But like
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. We're going to see that because that's how the show went off the air. But what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the show? I would probably say no.
No, the only thing, it barely got me a little more excited for the Daniel Bryan thing. And the reports are that this is going to run all the way through the Royal Rumble. And I guess the blow-offs at the Rumble. And then
they're warming the title for who?
And then your boy Roman is going to win. Not your boy. Your boy, Vinnie Mac, is going to win the Royal Rumble. So Daniel Bryan is keeping the Fiend hot and fresh because now face Daniel Bryan, they know we're all going to get behind him. And then when you lose, or when he loses to the Fiend, then that just builds the Fiend up even more just to lose to Roman. So it's going to go Bryan and Roman. So because we know all this stuff, I'm not as excited as I feel like I could be. And also, Daniel Bryan lost clean, so you're going to continue the feud, and I feel like this match should be the blow-off match. But then you're going to continue it again into the Rumble. Now, obviously, reports can change. They could change that in literally 5 minutes from now. They could rip up that script and say, no, we're blowing this off at TLC. But it's still going from Bryan to Roman. So I'm not too excited, and every other segment in the show did really nothing for me besides Sheamus. Like I said, I'm excited to see Sheamus just because it's someone different. We haven't seen him in a couple months.
The one thing when it comes to that, first let me address Daniel Bryan and The Fiend. The feud continues. Yes, am I excited about it? Not so much because I know that they're doing that, and our boy, not my boy personally, but everybody else's boy, Roman Reigns, is going to have the title at WrestleMania, so I really don't want to see that. I don't need to see WrestleMania 33, 32, 31, 30 main event. I don't need to see that anymore. So I don't need that. But Sheamus coming back is interesting. Hopefully he goes back in full heel flesh, and then we can see a powerful, dominant Sheamus. If that's what we're going to get, I'm really excited about that because I would like to just the theme song to change. He needs to go back to his first theme song when he became WWE champion at that time. I would really love to see that. And the Goddess is back. Thank God. I know so a lot of you are gonna hate me for that, but hey, you know what? I'm a big fan of the Goddess. She's legit. For Mr. Leek, he does not like her because she's a bad wrestler. I will say, hey, she is limited in the ring, but you know what? The Goddess is always needed on that show, and that was my thing on SmackDown Live. I don't think that the show is doing anything for a lot of us on Fox. It has not changed. We didn't see anything different than Monday Night Raw. Raw a little bit better.
Raw was, I thought, a little bit better. At least the Kevin Owens shit was good. Him and Seth Rollins. Rollins possibly hinting at the heel turn, slowly going down that path. There was at least, a couple things that we could latch onto. SmackDown, we were grasping at straws. And like I said, the Daniel Bryan, and the Sheamus, and for this fucking jabroni, Alexa Bliss, it was like,
that's right, baby.
But it was there was barely anything to grab onto for this show.
Did she come back? Yes.
So it was yes. So it was a bullshit show. Besides, all joking aside, I love Juan for loving Alexa Bliss, but it was just a bullshit show. So you really didn't miss much if you didn't watch it, and they need to start building for something, but I don't think they will. I feel like they're just gonna try to just throw everything together for TLC, and I don't know.
Like you say, Jean Paul, I think that they're already starting operating in pilot mode. Getting ready for the Royal Rumble because that's what they really care about. So they're gonna put whatever they can, it's gonna be a leftover plate of Thanksgiving, and see we're referencing Thanksgiving
except it won't look as good as Nikki Cross. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I would like to see. Oh, you said the Royal Rumble. They really need to fuck TLC. They need to book towards the Royal Rumble.
Tom Lago, that's my man. Tom.
But they need to book towards TLC. Not TLC, the Royal Rumble, and just make how Sheamus cut that promo. How he just the lights were off. He's standing there in in the tunnel in the locker room somewhere. Lights. He steps into the light. You see his face. He says a few things. And done. They need to do that for the Royal Rumble. If I win the Royal Rumble, how they used to back in the day.
Yes.
That's what they need to do to build towards the Royal Rumble. That's what will get me excited. But not at the Go Home show. They need to do that a month or two building into the Rumble.
He's like, ooh yeah, Jean Paul. Yeah. Ooh yeah. It's true though. They need to do the promos they did with Sheamus. Make them more interesting. The lights off. You just see the shadow. You just see him.
Because that's what I like. I don't need Kayla Braxton or Kathy Kelly or Charlie. Yeah. Because you're not Mean Gene. You're not they don't say anything that's good. They're just oh, the WWE universe wants to know. And it's you could put a fucking android out there, a robot, a fucking speak and spell, anything could just stand there and ask the questions they do. There's no personality to these interviewers. So
why do you think about the Fiend?
Yeah, it's dude, this is so boring. at least Gene Okerlund was, he was legit.
He will make better questions, or he will be more enticing, and that's the thing.
And he could also what do you think of this match? And they'd be like, oh, well, it's all right. And Gene would be like, it's all right. Well, he said this, and they'd be like, he said what? And he would. He will
pull more he'll add more salt into it. He'll spice it up.
But there's just that's what this show needs. It needs spice. It needs something. It's so boring and
it needs more oregano or adobo.
It puts us to sleep.
Yeah,
we were falling asleep.
But see, for you guys, we will never go to sleep because wrestling never stops, and neither do we.
And I think that's the perfect way to end this fucking review.
Yeah, the ended review. We want to say hi to everybody that is watching.
Thank you for
Tom
everybody watching on
thank
Facebook
you, baby,
Live.
for watching. So, Pato, Mauricio, Mike, Sergio, everybody that has been watching, we want to say thank you to all of you. We hope that you guys enjoy Thanksgiving. We hope that you guys got something for Black Friday. And of course, we want to just once again, we want to mention, find us on Facebook, Road Break, OG Road Break on Twitter, and YouTube, the original Road Break.
Yep.
And we'll come back with more content. We have a lot of things planned for you guys. We'll be covering Starrcade. It's on Sunday at 7 o'clock. See WWE. Thank us. Thank us for the plug. There you go. We're going to be covering that also because we cover every little thing that WWE, AEW does. We have Impact coming pretty soon. So thank you, Jean Paul.
Yep,
and all
my
of you.
pleasure.
In the name of all of you. Too sweet. There you go.
Ada.